7 Day Sports TV here. Shout out to the LDBC. So, Guillermo Rigondeaux, one of the greatest fighters of this generation, one of the greatest amateur fighters of all time. This man says that he's tired of calling people out. It's getting tiring. It's getting boring. He's tired. He's tired of, calling guys out and not getting a fight, And I'm telling you, man, I've never seen nothing like this before in my lifetime of watching boxing. I've heard of other guys going through similar things and worse back in the day before my time. But in my time, I've never seen a guy get fucked over the way I've seen Guillermo Rigondeaux get fucked over. From the fans, from the media, from the promotional companies, I've never seen anything like this. And all this guy does is win. Okay? And boxing fans, the guys who are supposed to want to see the best fight the best so that we know who is the best, right? They don't care about it either, because the boxing fan has become an extension of the promotional companies. The boxing fan has become a extension of the management teams and the fucking PR people and the ducking agents. The boxing fan now has become an excuse maker, an enabler for the media in the boxing promoters and the fuckery of boxing. The boxing fans have done that for the most part. Yeah. This guy Rigondeaux, I'm talking about, called out, tried to fight Abner Mares, Leo Santa Cruz, Scott Quigg, Carl Frampton, and many more that I don't remember their names. Right? Every last one of them moved up in weight to avoid Rigondeaux and admitted it. Every last one of them says, hey, I don't think I can beat Rigondeaux. Admitted it. But yet and still, the boxing fan, you would think that the media and everybody would say, hey, if all these guys are admitting that they can't beat Rigondeaux, let's put him at #1 pound for pound. Let's put him at #2, #3. You would think they would do that. Nope. Totally ignore him. Act like he doesn't exist. And you know why their excuse is? Oh, well, he's boring. He beats people so easily. I mean, it's not very exciting. Andre Ward just brought this point up recently. He said that people need to respect and understand the different styles of boxing. Okay? And I totally agree. So many people understand the outboxer style, right? Whether you like the outboxer style or you dislike the outboxer style, everybody knows that style, which is the style of the fighter who works the jab, okay, stays on the outside, keeps people at the end of his jab, and that guy is usually the Muhammad Ali type of fighter, Floyd Mayweather type of fighter, because there's different styles of outboxing, but for the most part, they want to keep you at a distance, keep you at the end of their jab. So that's the style that some people like, and others who hate the style call that the runner style, right? Then you have the slugger, aka the brawler style of boxing, right? And people claim they hate that style. Some people claim they love that style, right? It's different strokes for different folks, right? You have the infighter. You got all different types of styles of boxing. I respect all the styles of boxing, okay? I respect all of them. The challenge and the beauty of boxing for me is watching two technicians go into the ring and find out what style works the best for that particular fight. Whose will win? Will the outboxer beat the boxer puncher? Will the boxer puncher beat the infighter? Will the infighter beat the slugger? That type of shit is what I like to see in the sport of boxing. But since so many people are uneducated and don't understand the many different styles of boxing, you deal with the shit that Rigondeaux has to deal with. This excellent artist in the ring has been, if you will, blackballed. You understand? He's been X'd out, kept out of the big money fights. You understand? Kept away from the big money fights. Why? Because he's too good. But they won't tell you it's because he's too good. They'll tell you because he's boring. When you got a network, a powerhouse like HBO, who has Rigondeaux fighting on their network, he beats your golden goose, which was at that time Nonino Donaire. Rigondeaux was brought in to lose to Donaire, right? Rigondeaux was brought in to give Donaire pound for pound legitimacy, because they were trying to hype up Donaire as being a pound for pound fighter, like HBO always does. With every foreign fighter they get, they want to make him a pound for pound fighter. So they brought in Rigondeaux, thinking that Donaire would beat Rigondeaux, which would give Donaire pound for pound status. Rigondeaux spoiled those plans by beating the shit out of Donaire. It was a good fight, actually. It was a very good fight. Donaire got some good licks in, but Rigondeaux dominated him, you know. So you would think HBO would be happy, fall in love with Rigondeaux. Nope. They set him up, put him on the air against Joseph Ebeko. Joseph Ebeko, who was at that time being trained by Roger Mayweather, and at the same time, Showtime had a card on at the same time. I think it was Paulie Malignaggi and Zab Judah, if I'm not mistaken. That card was going on at the same time. So you have competing fights going on. Both Zab Judah and Paulie Malignaggi are more popular than Guillermo Rigondeaux, a guy who's from Cuba. Okay? But you put him on against that, set him up for failure. Put him on with Ebeko, and Beko wouldn't throw a fucking punch. The whole fight, he just wouldn't be aggressive. He wouldn't do anything. Rigondeaux beats him, but because Ebeko wouldn't throw a fucking punch and wouldn't be aggressive, people hold it against Rigondeaux. Oh, he's boring. He's boring. Right? So, ever since then, HBO has been shitting on Rigondeaux. They don't want the guy back on their network. They treated him like he did something wrong, because Ebeko wouldn't throw a fucking punch. You understand? All Rigondeaux does is win. But he gets shitted on. Okay? Now, the boxing fan, like I said, this is what fucked up the community online here. The boxing community online here. You understand? Now, some people will tell you it was other things, but those will all be lies. I'm going to tell you the truth. Rigondeaux is what divided the community. Rigondeaux situation is what exposed this community online as being full of shit and hypocrites, okay? Because when I was doing, mind you, back in the day, everybody was cool. You had a few channels that didn't like each other, but for the most part, everybody commented on each other's videos. Everybody was cool, you know? And when I used to do videos about how Golovkin was being ducked by everybody at 160 and nobody wanted to fight him at 160, all these people agreed with me and they cheered me on. Yeah, real shit, 78. You know, yeah, I'm sick of the ducking going on in boxing. These guys need to fight each other. So I'm like, yeah, man, all right. Finally, we got the boxing fans agreeing on one accord, right? And then following in that spirit, I get ambitious, you know what I'm saying? I get over ambitious. I say, hey, yeah, and look what's happening to Rigondeaux. Ain't that fucked up too, man? And I got no more cheers. You know, no more cheers for Rigondeaux. I said, wait a minute, hey, man, Frampton, Quigg, all these guys are ducking Rigondeaux too, right? No, hold up, wait a minute, you black tard. Wait a minute. You know, you can't be doing that now. You for Golovkin, yeah, we'll support it, but hey, Rigondeaux's boring. It's about the money. These fighters need to make money, and Rigondeaux doesn't bring money to the table. So, when boxing fans start talking that shit about money, that's why I go in hard. That's why I don't want to hear it. That's why I don't support it. Because when boxing fans start justifying ducking based off of money and financial interests, I know that it's guys like Guillermo Rigondeaux who get hurt in the end. Because Rigondeaux doesn't offer a lot of money. He's just a fighter. He's a good fighter who's trying to prove he's the best. So is there any place for him in the sport of boxing? Because he doesn't have a huge fan base that puts butts in the seats and makes all this money. Are you telling me that doesn't matter how good you are, there's no place for you in boxing, buddy? Is that what we're doing here? I don't expect that from boxing fans. I will not accept that. And I'm sorry, man, but I salute Guillermo Rigondeaux for everything he's done, and I feel bad for the dude, you know. And like I said before, I think eventually he's gonna lose in a couple of these fights. One of these fights coming up real soon, Rigondeaux will probably end up losing, man. I hope not. I really hope not. But I think they stalled him out. I think they've effectively stalled this man out, and have gotten him to the point where he has lost motivation. He's going through the motions in training camp and shit like that, man. And I hope not, man, because if he loses even one fight to anybody, they're gonna justify everything they did to him, you know. So those are my thoughts on the 78 Sports TV. Shout out to the LWBC. I holla.